Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. How's everyone doing? We are doing semifinals for Worlds 2023 today. We're joined once again by Drew. What's up, Drew?
Not much. We thought about not doing it because NA is no more, but we were so close to the end. We gotta
Yeah,
let them
we're
down.
almost there anyway.
Yeah, we're
But yeah,
almost
it's
there.
it's been fun so far, so I think we should keep it up.
Yep.
But yeah, either way, we'll probably do one for finals too, of course. But let's
Yeah.
jump straight
Yeah.
into it. We got game one, BLG versus Weibo. What did you think about this draft? Do you remember much about it?
I you know how we've had a lot of like troll Belveth picks? I
Hmm.
actually thought this was a pretty good draft for a Belveth because in theory, Rumble and Nico have the ability to kind of shove their way in and help at the Herald. So
True.
I actually liked Weibo's draft a lot. Um, and I thought that the Rumble in particular, the shot was like pretty great on the Rumble. And I thought he hit some like really big equalizers. So the draft made sense for me. I thought like looking at the two teams, um, definitely favored Weibo. Even though the only thing that gave me pause is I don't what do you think about Zaya? Because I feel like in the Swiss stage she was basically pick ban, and if you got her, it was like an instant win.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't feel that way anymore, which is kind of interesting.
No, it seems like the meta has shifted again. I mean, obviously it's still good. I would still say she's probably the best ADC, but it kind of depends because she definitely isn't great into like every champion in the game, right? So, um, it kind of depends. I don't know like the super deep dive. I think LS did a little rant about how the meta hasn't actually changed, but people are just focusing different things or prioritizing different things. Um, I think the Aphelios is not too bad since we saw it versus NRG. Uh, the Aphelios is actually not that bad with the Milio, of course, and as long as it can
Yeah.
scale and not get like super pounded early, I think it's pretty viable. So I don't think it's that bad, and it does for sure outrange Zaya. Zaya's 525 range, and Aphelios has that gun, the long range gun that's like a 600 or 550 something like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
575
And then
range.
put that on top of with Milio with the range
Yeah,
extension. It's
exactly,
like, yeah,
exactly.
it's crazy.
So
It's
you
definitely crazy.
you can definitely hold your own pretty well as the Aphelios it seems. Um, but yeah, overall, usually like I don't like Belveth like we said, but it's not too bad. Like I can understand why they would pick it. I actually don't remember who won this game. Who wins the first one? Do you remember?
This first one was Weibo, if I
Weibo
remember
wins.
right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
because I feel like the Shy kind of took over mid late game on Rumble. I remember him like hitting a lot of big ults, so I'm pretty sure Weibo won. Game one.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Xiaohu, I want to say also in the series actually kind of stepped up a little bit. He definitely did play better
Yeah.
than we'd seen him playing. So pretty nice from him to see him coming back a little bit. Although I don't think he's quite back in his like OG form where he was just pub stomping people.
No, not quite, but he's getting there. He's getting there.
But yeah, I said Weibo won the first game, so that means they are 1-0 in the category. Here is the second game from Weibo. BLG ends up getting side selection here for choosing red, of course, or not, sorry, choosing blue rather. Uh,
Yep.
and they get their Jax.
Yeah,
Somehow
no,
they,
that's been like if you get Ben Jax, that's like a insta win. Like
yeah,
he's so good on that champion.
and they banned the Rumble and the Belveth from last game as well, so they clearly were having a problem with that. So
Also,
Silas comes out.
I thought it was great. Like Silas was a great pick here. I feel like
Yeah.
because Silas loves the Azir ult
Okay.
and also the Maokai ult.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, this was like a great Silas game.
Yeah, I think it's a really good champ. I think it's kind of sleeper right now, but of course it's not like blind pickable. I wouldn't say so. Definitely
Yeah,
situational, but seems pretty
you
good.
notice they're doing the T1 double marksman bot as well.
Yeah, the
So
Varus Ash. It's kind of
yeah.
interesting. I feel like it shouldn't be as strong as it seems like it is, but um, seems to be doing okay. BLG wins this one, right? Or did they?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they won this one to even up this series. 1-1. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the Shy is still looking pretty good on his Aatrox overall.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
look that.
It's not quite as good as Ben on Jax, but there's very few things that are going to beat that guy on that champion.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I feel like one of these games he actually made the Jax look not that useful a little bit here and there throughout the game, but I can't remember if it was this game or a different one. Um,
it might have
but
been. I think he gets it one more time this
I
series.
think he does too, but I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly. But
might
yeah, other
as
than
well.
that, I like the rail ban by the way. I think
Yeah,
people should probably be start banning that if they have the opportunity over some of the less. I mean, the bans are so hard to do these days because like at
I
the end of
know.
this tournament right now, there's so many things that are like really OP to ban. So you have to
Yeah,
let some stuff through. But
I saw a theory that um one like valid strategy that will be curious to see if a team uses in the finals
mhm.
would be you don't ban like any of the power picks because there's like so many out there right now that it's hard to like really get a good ban strategy. So you just kind of leave them all up and then like both sides, you know what I mean? Like both sides would get some picks
Yeah,
and see what happens.
I could see it. I think that's fine.
I, I could see it for like game one. Like maybe you try something wacky like
Yeah,
game one,
yeah, definitely, definitely.
but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting theory.
I'd be down. I'd be down. There's definitely been some game ones that in these series of from like quarterfinals to semis that have been very very spicy.
Yeah.
All right, takes us to game three. It's tied up 1-1 from here. The Shy ends up getting a Graves here, and they do ban
Yes.
the Jacks once again. They get blue side on Weibo, of course. They end up taking the Varus Ashe here, so they're kind of swapping the bot lanes a little bit. But we got the Caitlyn support coming in here, and the Akali as well. Um,
Yeah. Two double marksman lanes
yeah,
on either side,
we're back.
but we're back.
This is pretty much Last
Um,
Worlds, like I feel, except for
it's
maybe
it's
Graves.
yeah, it's pretty close. I really like the Poppy from Weiwei here.
Yeah,
Um, I thought that was a great pick, especially once you see like how the draft shakes out because it interrupts Vi, Akali, Callista hates Poppy because like
yeah,
every auto is a little jump. I think it would in theory interrupt like Caitlyn's net, right? Like when she uses that too. So it's
yeah. Also, one thing to note, also, of course, it interrupts Aatrox dash as
yeah,
well.
yep, yep, yep,
But one thing to note, I'm fairly certain, could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure Poppy only knocks you up once um, per spell cast. So, like, if she casts it and Kalista dashes, she gets knocked up, but if she dashes again in it, she's not going
yeah.
to get knocked up.
I think that's right. That's right. That would be
But
so broken if it
yeah, yeah,
every yeah,
but it is still really, really strong here, and it's definitely kind of like
yeah.
a really good counter pick, like a almost an S tier, I would
Hmm.
say. I noticed they've been banning different teams have been banning this pick throughout the world, so
Yeah.
yeah,
And then I did really like I feel like I remember from a few seasons ago, like even in NA, I feel like Graves showed up as a like a
yeah,
top lane counter to
yeah. He
Aatrox.
was
Like
top
I
and
feel
mid.
like I remember like I feel like Revenge played him, and I think I
Yep,
remember like maybe Impact as well.
yep,
And
yep. That was the
um
Trendemir Impact days too.
yeah, exactly.
It's
And
good stuff.
so it was kind of cool to see it come back and it looked I mean, I don't know if it's good in every matchup, but it looked really solid into Aatrox.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't remember what he built, by the way. Do you remember? You can kind of see here, but I think Eclipse was his
The
old.
shy.
Yeah, okay, so he goes Storm Razor first, and then
Yeah, Storm Laser.
maybe Eclipse from there? Is that what's let's see. Yeah, Eclipse, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so Eclipse does still seem to be the good mythic, but yeah, he definitely
Yep.
I mean he's up 40 CS right here versus
Yep.
Ben, so pretty pretty nice there. But anyways,
Yeah, he got some work done, so he did
yeah,
good
for
job
sure.
on the Graves.
I don't remember too much about this game, but obviously Weibo wins here, I would say, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Weibo won this one. Yeah, Weibo won this one.
Doing pretty good. All right, so that means Weibo's up 2-1, so they are match points going into game four. So they just have to win one, and BLG has to come back and win two more. So BLG gets side selection, chooses blue, and then they get their jacks once again. Um,
If you're playing along at home, you could just assume BLG wins this one because they have Jax again. Um,
yeah.
and actually, I think to your point, this was the game where I feel like he wasn't as crazy on it, but
Yeah.
I mean, they still clutched it out. But
I don't remember this one that well either, but yeah, Chris plays the Heimerdinger as well, and we got the Quinn top out of nowhere. And if what I remember is correct, that didn't really pan out super well. He's
It
up CS for now, but
it like it like worked until it didn't. If I remember when I scrubbed through it, I feel like the Shy did okay in lane, but then yeah, like see like later, like in the team fights and stuff mid game, the Jax just
yeah, exactly. It's a lot
ran
better,
over
and it
Quinn.
scales really really hard. I don't think Quinn scales
Yeah,
quite that hard, even if she builds crit, because you still have to get those
yeah,
items. But also I want to note that BLG gets like 2.5 maybe OP picks, and then I would
yep,
say Weibo probably got one in the rel if I had
yep.
to guess. Um, so definitely just some math there if you just care about draft alone. But BLG does win this one, of course, as you alluded to with the Jax, and that takes us to Game 5, Silver Scrapes. Uh, which ends up getting Weibo getting the first, getting like blue side because they lost that last game, so
Yep.
they actually get a pretty good side going into this last match. They ban the Jax, of course.
Good call. Good call.
Yep, yep, yep. And then the Shy comes in with the Ornn
I was
classic.
so shocked by that because he had played it a lot during the regular season in LPL, but I feel like he's been playing carry picks. So in like game five for him to bust out the Ornn, I was like, huh, that
Yeah, it's a
is.
bit surprising, yeah. But
But they also got the Callisto, which I felt like had
and
been
Renata, yep,
very
that combo.
contested, and Renata. Yeah, Renata had been banned like every game. So
Yep. And I
yeah,
think it's one of Crisp's best. It's like his best, if not one of like if not
yes,
one of like the best, you know. Um,
yep,
I think I said that backwards, but yeah, basically, it's really good on him. So he's good at that champion. They end up taking this last game, of course, which means Weibo advances to finals. Somehow upset BLG, my freaking pick for pick'ems, and everything's ruined now. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
they were mine too. They were mine. I think I said they were gonna win like 3-1. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was wrong on that one too.
I I thought they could take one or two games, but I didn't. I don't know how they won. I mean, it's true. They did win two games, but they also won the third, so I don't know.
Yep.
Um, Weibo surprising everyone here. The fourth seed coming out again, just like last year. DRX coming out of nowhere, just being the best in meta. So we'll see who they end up
Yeah.
facing. But you have any final words for like how Billy went out and how kind of sad it is that their year ends here like this because
It it is super sad because I think they were one of the best teams in the world all year
yeah,
round.
pretty much.
And I
It's the
it'll be
Yugao
really
curse.
interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see Weibo in the finals because
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this, but they have only beat one Eastern team this entire Worlds, and it was Billy.
Oh, is that true? Wow.
Yeah, all the only teams that they beat were NA or EU teams up until this point.
Dude, that's what I love about this format as well.
Yeah,
There's only one thing I would say about the knockout stage format. I think double elimination would very much help in a lot of ways. Just so that like
yeah,
Billy's whole year isn't just like one best of five and then they're gone. Or
yeah.
same thing for the next team
I
that
I
gets knocked
I
out.
really I really enjoyed the double M at MSI. So
Yeah,
um,
it worked
yeah,
good.
I
So,
think I like Swiss. Swiss was pretty
oh
kind of
yeah,
crazy and
yeah.
fighting. So I would probably keep that. But yeah, if you could do double M for this part, that would be chef's kiss. That's what I would go
I
with.
know, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I would probably be like the perfect, I think, format.
Yeah,
Probably. I mean, I'm still cool with upsets, and I think that's what's kind of nice about not having Swiss. But at the same time, you still can upset in Swiss. It's just a lot
yeah,
harder.
yeah, for sure. I
Um,
mean, we saw NRG. I feel like that was an upset. They made it all the way
yeah, exactly,
through
exactly.
Swiss. So yeah, there you go.
It's a classic. The team gets knocked down, and then the team that goes to finals from the upper bracket always gets defeated. It's a classic
Yep.
NA struggle. But anyways, uh, so yeah, Billy gets their year ended here sadly. Hopefully, I don't know if they're gonna stick together, but I think they probably should try to run it back, or at least a very similar roster if they can, because I think they are a really good team, and
Yeah,
I think teams that stick together that are really good can usually benefit a lot. But
yeah.
we'll see.
Speaking of teams that stay together for a while, uh,
Yeah,
that's a perfect transition into
exactly. We got
the next
T1 versus
semifinal.
JDG.
Yeah, this was a
Match of the week right
I
here.
saw a this will be a crazy stat for you, but I saw a I think Azale tweeted this, but this series had 33 million worldwide like peak viewership,
Oh, really?
like
Wow.
across like all platforms. It apparently was like the most viewed league match like ever.
Oh, really? That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I do want
So
to mention something as well. I mentioned it in my pick'ems, I think, but um, I also want to mention here that the intro to this like little intro scene,
oh, it was so
it
good.
was so good.
Yeah, it
That was
was I got
amazing.
like I got
It's
chills. It was like
not only did I have chills, I actually cried two different times watching it.
yeah.
Like tears came to my eyes because like the
That's
stories are so huge and
that's
impactful. It was crazy.
that like LCK like production slash
Yeah,
like crew. They yeah, they take their league serious over there, but
they're so good.
they do a really good job. So yeah, that if you haven't seen that intro video, watch it because that
Yeah, you
is
can check it out on
so good.
plenty of VODs. Also, I think have it on the LOL Esports YouTube
Yeah.
channel, I think as well. So, but yeah, it's like the teaser I think for the semifinals is
Yep.
what it was called.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, it
Yep.
was so good. But either way, let's jump straight into this. It is an epic story, and it's what a lot of people consider the actual finals. Uh, after seeing Billy
Yeah.
Billy taken out here. But yeah, first game. Thoughts on the draft?
Um, so the top side of the map for T1 was pretty standard. And
Yeah.
stuff we had seen before.
Hmm.
And then the bottom lane, uh, that was so wacky. I was like, where is this Jin? I think we've seen Bard here or there, but I was like, where's this Jin Bard coming from? But
Yep, yep.
I mean, they made it work. Jin Bard. I mean, I guess it's a combo. I never really like put those two together, but um,
It's
I
not
mean,
too bad
they
because the Bardia auto attacks and stuff slows into
yeah,
the Jin route, so it's like it's a decent combo, but yeah, it's definitely not one you would like expect really or like think about too much.
yeah.
But yeah, top side of the map is like pretty strong here out of T1, and then I don't think the Rakan ban is really necessary. They probably could use something else there. Like I don't know what you would do
Maybe
exactly, maybe. But
people do say that missing is
okay,
like the
okay,
best recon.
that's fair.
So
And
I think
also
it may have been
Zyrakan, yeah,
like, and yeah, they don't want Zyricon, but I think maybe that's like a respect
that's fair.
because I kind of agree. I think into that team comp, Rakan might have struggled a bit, but I think they're just like respecting that he's like supposed to be pretty good at it. So
Yeah, that's fair.
that was
Makes
my take.
sense.
That was my take on it. Yeah.
All right, and then we get the good old Jar or sorry Rumble Vi here as well, and we get some.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, it's
wish it
good
was
power picks on
Rumble
both sides.
Jargon.
I know,
They
right?
wish they
Imagine.
had Rumble Jargon. Yeah.
But yeah, I think T1 takes the first one, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did. They
yeah.
did.
So T1 takes first game. Um, I only saw the highlights of the BLG versus Weibo match, but I did actually was able to catch all the games for the JDG versus T1, luckily. So a little bit deeper of a dive here, I guess. But yeah, overall, both teams played pretty well. I would say Zeus made Rumble look a little bad. What happened this first match? I'm pretty sure it's the first match here. I'll just go over there a little bit. It's like the first pathing of Rumble. They kind of split the map because of what happened down here. They kind of pushed I think they pushed Owner out of his jungle on the rel on the bottom there. Is that what
Oh
happened?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh no, they just
I
straight up
think
split the map. Okay, so they split the map. Owner ends up going top side, and I don't think they realized that happened. And so he ends
no,
up splitting the
they
map. So
didn't
yeah,
track him.
Owner has
Yeah,
the top side to it himself, and then Kanavi ends up doing all of the bot side, I think. Oh no, no, he actually just goes over there. But basically, Owner ends up wrapping around here, as you can see, and he gets a huge gank. 369 was not expecting this, and then there's just nowhere for him to run really there. So they get a pretty big lead there, just from that, and that ends up kind of telling the rest of the story of this whole match. Faker's Oriana, by the way, this match was insane. The shockwaves
Oh,
he
for
had
sure.
and just like the zoning and stuff, it was insane. Obviously, T1's, I mean, Owner's Rel was like really, really good um, throughout the series, but also in this game for
Yeah.
sure. But
Rel's looking like his maybe his best pick right now.
I
He's looked
think
really
so,
good on Rel.
yeah. I think so. I was a little surprised JG didn't ban it as much this
Yeah.
entire
They
series, but
definitely I think at some point decided to, but yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it looks really good for owner.
definitely. But either way, that's the first game. T1s ends up taking it with some leads, and they end up taking out JDG, which is kind of an upset already. It's like JDG was the favorites coming in. T1 was expected to lose in quarterfinals actually,
Yep.
but they've leveled up through this tournament, and they take up the first game here. So it's the first one down. Second game, we got the Callista here from JDG
Yeah.
getting blue side.
I've personally never seen that combo before. I don't know if you have,
I
but
don't think so.
I mean it it didn't look that bad.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, okay.
JDG do end up winning this match.
Yep.
369 looks really good on the Cassante into the Aatrox, and
Yep.
then I mean just all around pretty much really well played. I would say I don't want to throw shade at him, but I did straight up compare the Knight Oriana versus the Faker Oriana. The Knight Oriana wasn't bad, but I would say
Yeah.
it was not as good as the Faker Oriana from first game.
I would
But the
agree.
bot lane from
But
JDG just rolls
yeah,
pretty much
that
the
that
whole
combo
game.
that it was so unexpected, but it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so crazy.
And
Uh,
they banned the Rel, so that was smart.
Yeah, definitely. They did wait till the second round, of course, but I think it's probably fine. I would probably say maybe over the Akali or the Poppy, but they do have an okay amount of dashes. It's like maybe three, I
Yeah.
guess. So
What's interesting, I also saw this stat, but Baker's only played three champions so far this
yeah,
Worlds.
yep.
Azir, Oriana, and Silas. So
People are
I'm
blaming it on
not.
his injury
Oh
that he got,
yeah,
but
I don't. So I don't know that you need to ban the Akali. I guess is my point.
I don't think so. But some people were saying, why don't you just ban all three and see what he goes to from there, right? But at the
Yeah,
same time, there's so many power picks. I don't know if that's quite viable unless you ban it in like the second round maybe.
yeah,
But I think he's been
yeah,
picking in the
yeah. It would
first
be
round.
risky.
I think so. I don't
He
know.
mostly has been. Yeah, he basically takes whichever of the Oriana Azir matchup is like up. Basically, he takes it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it was Oriana Rozier and I think Nika, right? And he's played Silas. He did
Yeah.
have one or two Silas games, I think, but he hasn't played
Yep.
it as much.
Yeah.
I'm fairly
That's the other
certain.
one.
But
Silas.
yeah, it's definitely not a lot. But either way, JDG end up taking game two, which ties up the series 1-1, and I'm like, all right, here we go. JDG's
Yep.
shown up, maybe. Let's go. All right, and so we go into game three. We got sorry, we get Callista Renata here for T1
Yep.
side, and then they get the rel again, and then of course the Aatrox is just like throughout this whole series, and then Faker gets his Azir, and then 369 opts for the Renekton. Um,
It's interesting.
yeah. You wanna? Also, we got the Talia, by the way. But
Yeah.
you wanna?
I favored the T1 draft
Yeah.
for sure. That being said, though, like yeah, I thought T1's draft was much better. That
Ruler was
Callisto
insane, by the
Renata
way.
ruler was insane, yeah. But that Callisto Renata pairing is so overpowered. And then Owner got his rel, Faker on his ear, so I felt like the T1 draft was great.
It was better, yeah.
That being said, JDG was like mostly because of a lot of carry from Ruler, but overall, like
Yep.
JDG was actually winning this game for a lot of it. Like I feel like they
Yes,
were in the
definitely.
driver's seat for most of it until I forget what time it was, but like basically Faker just goes absolute yeah, it's JDG's like pushing their base, and then Faker goes like absolute god
Does this
mode,
crazy
and
shuffle? Yeah.
yeah, and it's the shuffle, and then he flashes to predict, like to put himself in a spot where
Yep, yep,
even
yep.
if Ruler flashes, he can't get away. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, so he does this thing, and then of course they both flash, but
Yep,
Ruler is like almost all of the damage on JG's
yep,
side right now, and so once they take him out, it's just like JG just crumbles from there, and
yep.
I don't really blame them from the draft, but
No,
that ends
and
up being. Oh, go
if you
ahead.
look before that, like T1 was down like I think 4 or 5K. Like they were
Yeah,
down a lot of gold. So
kind of hard to. There we go.
here, there, but I feel like when that play happens, they're down a lot more. Like, yeah, it's like 48 to
Somewhere right
53,
around there. So yeah, it's about
49 to
four
53.
4K ish,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the
And
play
this is like
happens.
completely,
T1
completely.
did end up getting all the drakes, so they did have the soul here, which helped them a lot. Also,
For,
the movement speed from Cloud probably helped Faker a little bit there as well.
oh, for sure, for sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was the game. That was the game right there.
it was pretty close, and GG had the driver's seat, but they didn't have everything, and they end up getting just kind of a miracle play from Faker, honestly. And yeah, T1
When
ended
I
up
saw
taking
that, I
this.
was like, I thought T1 was going to win the series after this because
Yeah,
this felt like JDG should have won this game, but then they just lost in like such a dramatic fashion. I was like, okay, it's going to be pretty hard to recover from that.
yeah. I was watching the VODs on YouTube, which was maybe a mistake, and I realized there were only four VODs for this series. And once I saw that, I did the math.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. You're like,
Yeah, so that ends up happening, but T1 ended up taking that, so they're 2-1 match point for T1, and then JG gets blue side. Um, they banned the Rumble, interestingly enough. The Rel ban was good, but I feel like they should probably ban the Jarvan instead of the Rumble and taken the Rumble, but
sure.
they must have not been very confident about the Rumbles after that, I think, first game. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't think it was really that bad overall. It was just pretty bad on like level one, level two gank or whatever, right? So I don't know. But
I
they
think
end up,
they overreacted for sure
yeah, I
to it.
think so. They end up taking the Bel'Veth here, which I once again I'm not a biggest fan of, but it can work, of course. We'll see. And then
Don't work unless you
Zeus.
have a Yone in the top lane.
Yeah, exactly. That's the crazy part. Ruler gets a Zeri, and they're like, okay, this is exciting. This is gonna be like Ruler Zeri. It's a classic. Everyone knows this. It's
Yeah,
the best. But it doesn't really have time to get off of the ground pretty much. T1 just honestly, I feel like this game was a bit of a roller, wasn't it?
it
There we go. This is the
was
gold
at the
reroute play.
very beginning. I think like super early on, Ruler got 2 kills, and
He
you're
did. Yeah, yep.
thinking, you're like, okay, 2 kills this early on Zeri, like
This is good.
this is gonna be a win for JDG. Like he's gonna scale and just take over. But then like T1 kind of flipped a switch, and like JDG just basically didn't do anything after that, and T1 just kind of rolled him.
Yep. And then Faker and Gumayushi get a little bit fed here from a couple different team
Hmm.
fights, and they get the soul as well. And once I saw that soul, like the dragon stacking on T1, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is so sad. But
yeah.
they do end up losing here, so JDG gets knocked out of Worlds. So sad. Once again, the lower bracket would be so nice. Even if they end up losing down there, like, I feel like it would have been a lot better. But either way, they get knocked out. T1 advances the Worlds. Both upsets. My pick'ems are ruined. Um,
It happens. It happens.
yeah, it's crazy, dude. Um, what do you think about this
Did
series?
you? So you had? Did you had BLG and JDG in your
Yeah,
pickums?
yep.
Do you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I did BLG of course because I thought Weibo had no shot. But
Mhm.
the day before,
Did you
like
switch it?
like the last chance you had to lock in, I like went against my brain and went with my heart, and I flipped it to T1.
Well, here's the thing. I I the day before I was like flip flopping in my brain. I was like, I always bet against T1. They always do this to me. I'm gonna pick
Yep.
T1. I picked them for like 3 or 4 hours. Then I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be safe. I'm just gonna go JDG. It's fine. It's
Yep.
not a big deal. And then I flip flopped again and I was like, but SKT though. I mean T1 though. But then I was like, it's fine. I'll just go with JDG. It should be fine. I should at least get one of these teams through, right?
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Nope. Yeah, T1 with a 6,000 gold lead here. What the heck?
Yeah.
From the, or not
Crazy.
gold lead, but like Baron power play at the end, just freaking running them over here. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we got a T1 versus Weibo match coming up on Sunday, November 19th. um, you got, let's get some predictions in here. Who do you take? Who do you think's taking it? You said maybe T1, right?
Yeah. T1,
How's the game?
3-1. I
Okay,
think
okay.
the Shy will at least uh, win one game. I think he'll take over at least one game, but I think T1 3-1.
All right, I'm gonna go full hopium,
Huh.
and we're going Weibo wins the game, wins the thing. 3-2. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna just go crazy. I do think T1 is very heavily favored, obviously,
They
and
were last year too, so
yeah, exactly, exactly. Same roster, same against the fourth seed, just not from their
yep.
own region. Oh, another thing, another stat, if you want to go by those stats, T1 has crazy stats just all along this type of thing, but like T1 making like what is it, five? Is it five? No, not five finals. It's like five getting out of groups in a world in at worlds in a row. I think something like that, and then or
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
worlds basically.
Yep.
Also like a bit of a big streak, and at the same time they also have. I'm pretty sure I heard this stat. It was something like they have always beaten every Chinese team they've faced LPL
Yep.
in like knockouts and stuff.
Yep.
But they haven't always beaten the Korean ones. Obviously like
Yep.
Samsung, Galaxy, and obviously last year DRX stuff like that. So um, we shall see. So the odds are very heavily in their favor by any metric you can think of. But we're gonna go full hopium, Weibo.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
And I will also show you my pick'em, which is T1.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. That's fair. That's what mine is too.
Fair, fair. uh,
I'm just looking forward to the crystal ball. See like
oh yeah, oh yeah.
when those points get paid out.
That's true,
See how
that's
many we
true.
got right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be it for us here. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a little bit of a longer episode, but we are closing in on the finals, and that'll be a little bit shorter as well. But yeah, we're getting really close. Everyone, get your pick'ems in as when you can. Obviously T1 has a huge fan base, so that it's gonna be very one-sided for that, as well as being like a favorite. But I do think there's chances for Weibo. So if you guys are what's the word? If you guys are if you guys are believers.
Yeah. I'm
uh,
not. I'm not a believer. I'm
You're
going
not a
on
believer.
record. No.
I think it's a good story for both of them to get it. I think Xiaohu deserves a Worlds win, but at the same time, I do kind of hate seeing Faker lose Worlds after Worlds finals. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. I think that Xiao would be pretty cool to win World again, of course. And
Yeah.
yeah. Either way, that should be it for us here. Any final words for finals?
Nope. We'll see you after finals.
All right. Catch you later, guys.